My dear student, welcome to my online class. Hope you are well by the grace of Almighty. Today I am going to discuss about changing degree. Before going to the further discussion, we need to define the positive, comparative and superlative degree. Look, positive degree, often adjective or adverb, offer the no comparison. For example, adjective, rich, pretty, handsome and good. When there is a no comparison, we describe a person or a things using this adjective. That will be the positive degree. So look at the structure: subject plus verb plus adjective, subject plus verb plus adjective plus noun, subject plus verb plus adverb plus adjective plus noun. Look at the example. He is a good boy. Here is simply we describe a person. With the comparative degree, we use the comparative to compare the difference between the two objects. They are modified: larger, smaller, faster, higher. They are used in a sentence where the two nouns are compared. But comparative sentence use to compare the two persons. Then we'll have to use the comparative degree. Noun plus verb plus comparative adjective plus then plus noun. Look at the example. Tom is taller than Simon. Here is a two noun. Compare between the two noun, and that is why we'll have to use a comparative degree. Rules how to change from positive to comparative. First, adjective with the one syllable, add er after the word. What is a syllable? Syllable is the segment of a word. When we utter the word without any kind of segment in a word, that will be the one syllable. Old, there is a no segment. Big and safe, and after that we'll have to use er. After that we'll have to use er to change from positive to comparative. Rule number 2, adjective that end in a y, that we'll have to drop the y, and after that we'll have to use ier. Before the y, we'll see that there is a consonant, and then we'll have to apply these rules. Friend, friendlier, busy, busier, easy and easier. Rule number 3, adjective is a two or more syllable, we'll have to use more before the adjective. Change from positive to comparative. Polite, more polite, beautiful, more beautiful, important, more important. There is some irregular forms of adjective, we'll have to change from positive to comparative. We'll have to memorize. There is no other option. Good, better, bad, worse, far, further. We'll have to change from positive to comparative using the less or more, less quiet, less crowded. Then after that we'll have to use a then. Superlative degree. Superlative adjective are used to describe an object which is at the upper or lowest limit of a quality. That means there will be the tallest, smallest, fastest and highest. They are used in a sentence where a subject is compared to a group of objects. That means if I compare with more than two people, then we'll have to use the superlative degrees. Look at the structure. Noun plus verb plus the plus superlative adjective plus object. Look at the example. Jane is the most beautiful woman. There is more than two. Look at the picture. There is a more than two people. That is why we'll have to use the superlative. Jane is the most beautiful woman. Sarah is the youngest one. Elizabeth is the oldest in the group. And three sentences we will see there is a compare among the three, and that is why we'll have to use the superlative degree. And rules for superlative. After the one syllable word, the plus est after the one syllable word. The richest, the longest. Rule number 2, drop y and then add the da plus iest. When you see after the word there is a y and before that there is consonant, then we'll have to drop the y at iest to make a superlative degree. CBC doubles the last consonant. The word ended with the CBC, consonant, vowel, consonant, we'll have to double the last consonant. Look at the example. Fat, fattest, big, biggest. Rule number 4, or two more syllable, Then we'll have to use the plus most. Beautiful. Look, there is a three segment. This is a trisyllable. That is why if you transform from positive to comparative, we'll have to use the most beautiful, dangerous, the most dangerous. There is some more irregular forms of adjective to change from positive to superlative. We'll have to memorize this. Good, better, best. Bad, worse, worst. Now look at the changing degree. If the absolute superlative degree says about the best thing, then the role is. What is the absolute superlative degree? If I say only one boy is the best in the class, that means only one is the best. There is no other comparison. So that will be the absolute superlative degree. So how to change from absolute superlative to comparative? Subject plus verb plus adjective, that means comparative form of the adjective, plus then any other, plus rest part of the sentence. Look at the example. Sanjita is the tallest girl in the class. So if I want to transform from superlative to comparative, first you'll have to write subject plus verb. Then you'll have to write comparative form of adjective. After that we'll have to use a then any other. Remember this. Then any other plus rest part of the sentence without any change. Look at another example. Boys are the best friend. Comparative degree, subject plus verb. Then we'll have to use comparative form of adjective. After that we'll have to use then any other. After that we'll have to write the rest part of the sentence without any change. Remember, first we'll have to write the subject plus verb, then comparative form of adjective. After that we'll have to use then any other. After that we'll have to write rest part of the sentence. If the superlative degree says about the best thing, then the role is for positive. Use the no other, rest part of the sentence after the superlative degree. Then you'll have to use a verb plus s plus positive form of adjective plus s plus subject. Look at the example. Sanjita is the tallest girl in the class. So first in a positive degree, first you will have to write a no other, then you will have to write the rest part of the sentence after the superlative degree, then you will have to write a verb, then you will have to use the s plus positive form of the adjective, then you will have to use the s plus subject. Look another example, then you can understand more. Boys are the best friend. Positive, first we will have to write no other, after that we will have to write the rest part or after the superlative degree. After that we will have to use the verb according to the subject and a tense. After that we will have to use s plus positive form of superlative form, s plus subject, then it will be transformed from superlative to positive. If in a superlative degree, one of these transform in this way. If you see when in superlative degree there is a one of in the superlative form, then you will have to transform the comparative. Subject plus verb plus comparative form, then most other. After that we'll have to write the rest part of the sentence. Look at the example. Sanjita is one of the tallest girl in the class. Sanjita is one of the tallest girl in the class. Superlative degree, there is one of. Then we'll have to transform into the comparative. Subject plus verb. After that we'll have to write the comparative form of the adjective. After that we'll have to write a then most other, rest part of the sentence without any change. Look at another example. Boys are one of the best friend. Subject plus verb and comparative form of adjective. After that we'll have to write a then most other and rest part of the sentence without any change. If in a superlative degree one of the transform in this way for positive degree, first you will have to write the very few, a rest after the superlative degree and rest part of the sentence after the superlative degree, plus verb plus s positive form of adjective plus s plus subject. Look at the example. Sanjita is one of the tallest girl in the class. First you will have to write the very few. After that we will have to write the rest part of the sentence after the superlative degree, that girls in the class. and then we will have to write the verb plural according to the subject and a tense. Then we will have to use s plus positive form of the superlative degree, s plus subject, then it will be transformed from superlative to positive. Look at another example. Books are one of the best friend. We will have to write the very few in a positive, then rest part of after the superlative degree, that being friends. Then you will have to use verb. After that we will have to use s plus positive form, s plus subject. It will be transformed from superlative to positive. Rule number 3. Simple comparative is transformed into positive by using last noun of the sentence plus verb, not plus so plus positive form of adjective, s plus is a first noun. If the affirmative, so we'll have to think if the comparative sentence is affirmative, we'll have to transform into the negative. But if you say the comparative form is a negative, we'll have to transform into the affirmative. Last noun plus verb plus s plus positive form of adjective plus first noun if the negative. Look at the example, then you can understand more. So Rina is voicer than Mina. If the comparative form is an affirmative, we'll have to transform into the negative in a positive. Look, last noun will be the first, Mina. Then you'll have to write is according to the subject and the tense. Then you'll have to use a not, and then you'll have to use the so in case of negative, and after that we'll have to use a positive form of adjective. After that we'll have to use as, then you will have to use the first noun. Mina is not so wise as Rina. Look at another example. Mina is not wiser than Rina. We'll look at that, and the comparative sentence is a negative. That is why we'll have to use the positive sentence into affirmative. Look at the example. First we'll have to write the last noun in the first. Then you'll have to use verb. Because comparative sentence is a negative, we'll have to omit the not. Then you'll have to write as plus positive form of comparative degree. Then after as plus first noun, it will be transformed into the positive. Irina is as wise as Mina. If simple positive is transformed into the comparative by using last noun of the sentence plus verb plus comparative form of adjective, then plus first noun. If the negative, last noun plus verb plus not plus comparative form of adjective plus then first noun. If affirmative, same rules followed in this case. Positive degree is affirmative, then we'll have to transform into the negative in a comparative. But if you see positive is a negative, we'll have to transform into the comparative affirmative. Look at the example, then you can understand more. Mina is not so wise as Rina. Positive degree is a negative one, then we'll have to transform into the comparative in affirmative. First we'll have to write the last noun in the first, Rina is. Then we'll have to write the verb. You'll have to use the comparative form of adjective. After that we'll have to use the then. After that we'll have to write the first noun last. Then it will be transformed into the comparative. Rina is wiser than Mina. Look at another example. Rina is as wise as Mina. This one is positive degree, but here is an affirmative. We'll have to transform into the negative comparative. Look, last noun we'll have to write the first, Mina. Then we'll have to use the verb. After that we'll have to use the not, because positive degree is affirmative. We'll have to transform into the negative. Then we'll have to write the comparative form of adjective. After that you will have to use the then. After that you will have to write the first noun. Then it will be transformed into the positive to comparative. Mina is not wiser than Rina. Rule number 5. Not hopefully, not less or more, then is transformed into the positive by using s plus adjective, s plus noun. Look at the example. Adri is not less or not more meritorious than Sanjita. We'll have to transform into the positive by using s plus adjective plus s plus noun. Adri is In a state of not less or not more, we'll have to use as plus adjective, as plus noun. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.